Hey y'all, welcome back to Spirit of the Outdoors. What we're going to do today is plant some potatoes. It's the 2nd of March. It's the new moon. You typically plant 2 or 3 days prior or up until the new moon. You can plant a few days after, and you can plant anytime. You just seem with a root crop to get a better yield if you plant with the moon. That's just the way Grandpa used to do it. It's the way we like to do it here. And you'll see me plant a lot of things by the moon, and I've got a book that kind of tells what to plant when, and then there's a farmer's almanac a lot of people like to go by. I don't typically use the farmer's almanac, but I just go by the moon phases. I've got my tractor, my disc. One of the reasons I waited till the new moon, I would have planted a day or two before, but this has been wet. Fortunately, we're going to plant on top of this hill. It's dried out a little. We've had almost 3 inches of rain over the last week and last weekend, so we had to let it dry out as much as possible, and it may be a little wet today. It's been disked one time earlier this year. I'm going to run over this again and let it air out today while we go, and we're going to cut our seed potatoes up, and then we'll put the middle buster on there and make our furs, put our fertilizer in, put our potatoes and cover it all up. So we got a good day of planting. Maybe it won't take us too long because we got a lot of other stuff I got to do today too. But hang with us and we're going to get some potatoes planted today. You notice that I went ahead and cut the whole field up. I had planted wheat there as a cover crop over the winter. Is wheat the best thing? I really don't know, but I planted it just to put something on the ground to disc back in to help with the composting. I let the gardens grow up in the fall and try to bush hog that, and I leave that stuff in the garden and then let it go back into the soil. So anything like that you do will help. I can't stand here and tell you what works the best. But anyway, that's why I went ahead and cut all that under. I'm not going to plant all that. We're just going to plant about 2 or 3 rows. All right. Y'all, we've got red potatoes here and white potatoes. We've got our hawk bill knife. I told y'all we was going to abuse it. I did look to see if there was one on Amazon that I could link the other day in my last video, and there's not. So I've got 2 flower pots. What I'm going to do is cut these up. Some of these big ones I'll cut a little more than in half, but they got eyes on them. So I'm going to try to split. You want to make sure that each one of these pieces has an eye on it, or a couple of eyes. It's not a big deal. See, like that one has 3. So I'm going to try to keep all red potatoes in this bucket. Now it's not going to hurt my feelings if I mix them up, because I'm going to plant them side by side in the crop. When I get through, they're going to go on this pallet and back under here when they grow. Now you notice that some of these have rotted. You don't want to use these rotten ones. I'm going to leave them really on this pallet, and I'll gather them up and compost them into the chicken pen. But I'm picking good solid potatoes. You see that they're starting to shrivel, so that's normal. This time of year they have been through some cold. And I probably don't need all the potatoes that's here, y'all. Like that one I just cut in half. But anyway, we got this knife. I told y'all I was going to abuse it. You're going to see it in the dirt digging, and that's why I bought this knife. And to do this kind of stuff with. But these are potatoes now that we grew last year, so if you're wondering about my success at it. And y'all, most of these lasted pretty well over the winter. I mean, you see a few of them rotted, but even right here all together. And I had somebody told me, oh, you can't rinse them potatoes off. They seen me had them in the back of my buggy, and I rinsed the dirt off. I did not scrub them down. I just merely wet them, and some of the main dirt come off. I did not get down and just scrub these potatoes, so you can see that it didn't hurt them no whole lot. All the eyes on that one's on one end of that potato. I don't want this piece that don't have an eye on it, so I'm going to throw it back down here. And if you cut into this and find like that one has a rotten hole in it, you don't want to use that. See these bugs crawling out of it? We're going to cut a little higher till we got away from that. I'll discard that. Because all it'll do is rot in the ground. I got me a small bucket. I've got a sack of 688 fertilizer. The reason I'm using 688 is that's all they had. I ain't even gonna say nothing else about it. And it was a little over $10 a sack. But the lady did assure me that the next pallet that they got in, or pallets, would be $15 a sack. So I bought several sacks. Now what I've got right here is I've got my furs made, which is the ditch that I cut with. That's a middle buster plow that I had on there. It makes one plow, it makes a ditch, put a fertilizer in there, and then I'll try to get the old forward cranked up. And I got the cultivators on it, and we'll heel that back over and bury this fertilizer in the ground, and then we'll plant with a hoe up on them heels. Obviously been setting up all winter. For some reason I wouldn't get the fire down, it didn't want to run, so the flux capacitor, I had to put a jump wire down to the hydrogen converter. I don't know why, anyway, the solenoid, then I had to put a jump wire, something about this right. If you're going to run old equipment, you're going to work on it. Y'all, I like this old tractor. Every time I use it, I have to check on it, have to check the oil. Usually got to put oil in it, got to jump it off, got to put hydraulic fluid in it, and you see the lift wasn't going up and down like it's supposed to. I got to add some hydraulic fluid to get it ready for gardening season. It just sits there and leaks out. But I tinkered on it, I've got it running. This was my papa's old tractor. This tractor means a lot to me. They ain't a lot around here that I got other than my family that I'd fight you over, but this tractor's one of them. Every time I get on it and go down through there, I can't help but think about my grandpa plowing that garden. And you know, that means a lot to do things the way that they done. They always said plant potatoes on the dark nights of February. Well, so happened that was a little early this year. The dark night, the new moon is the first day of March, and I think it worked out a little better for us. But this is the moon that you want to typically plant them on. You can plant them other times, but I do this because that's how Papa done it. And that's part of this kind of lifestyle and this gardening, this reason for doing things. But anyway, this old Ford, it's a Ford 2000 gasoline 3-cylinder. I like this old tractor. It just, when I ride it, I think about my grandpa, and that's one of the things that I still have that connects me to him. So I'm a mite proud of it. It's not a great tractor. There's a lot of better tractors out there, but this one is special. What we're going to do now is take a hoe and go down through there the top and rake a ditch out with the hoe, and we'll drop our seedlings in there and cover them back up with a hoe. So I may go get my helper to help me do that. I got this little fella that's about yay high, and he likes to get in it. He'll have him a time in that fresh cut up dirt. I'm sure I have to fuss at him a little bit, but anyway, y'all hang with us and we're going to get these potatoes planted. Alright, Daddy's got his hoe. You want to use a rake?
Yeah.
I'll let you use a rake over here. There you go. The sun's in your eyes. We got our potatoes right here. We've got our ditches made down the top of our hills. And what we're going to do now is we're going to just go through here. We got red potatoes. We're going to put them on the outside. And we're just going to drop these. I got a few whole potatoes, but we'll just turn these eyes up. We're going to drop them in. Brody, you going to help? All right, well, come on.
We're going to drop them in.
We're going to drop them in. All right. You gonna help? Come in. Come in.
I'm going to help.
You gotta come get you a tater. Yeah, I'm gonna hand them to you and you lay them in that ditch. See how Daddy's laying them? Turn the eyes up on that one. Now this one. Turn it. See that one's upside down. Turn it over. There you go. Turn it over. This one is upside down. Right there. There you go. You good help, boy. Yeah, you putting them a little bit thick. Let's get about 2 of these, and let's spread them out about like that. All right. Here. All right. And if I turn one upside down, you straighten it.
Yeah.
That one's upside down.
Now, do tail.
Do tail.
I want to do it.
Well, here.
What?
There's you some here. You put these little ones out. Here you go. Yeah, here's one for the other hand.
Daddy.
No, we got to put them in this ditch over here.
Daddy.
Yeah. That's upside down. Oh, Daddy's turning them all, bottom upward. You're going to straighten them. The other one there behind it. The other one. The other one. Other side of you. The other one. Look right there. Yeah. Oh, that one went bottom upward. I got my red potatoes in. Now I'm fixing to go to put my white potatoes in on the other row right here. So let's get started dropping them in.
Somebody had one, I think it was Alan's little girl.
Y'all, I'm not planting these very deep. They just barely under the dirt. I don't know if I mentioned that or if you took notice of it, but I didn't dig them and put them way down in the ground. And me raking this dirt, and y'all notice this dirt still bad wet. But that covers up right there one row of them. And I like this rake a little because it smooths it out, and I just kicked it over all the way back down yonder towards the end. But we're gonna get started on this row here, cover it up. I was gonna show y'all this dandy set of cultivators I've got here. These belong to my wife's grandpa. They gave them to me. They are adjustable. You just need a cutting torch and a welder to adjust them. But anyway, I had somebody ask me, said, "Fella, so why are you planting so many potatoes?" And I said, "Well, beef's already where I can't afford it. I got these potatoes, I might as well put them in the ground. They wouldn't gonna do nothing under that smokehouse shriveling up." Well, y'all, thank y'all for joining me along with planting my potatoes. We're gonna get the old tractor up in the shop here pretty quick, and we got to change out the flux capacitor and get the connection up to the hydrogen desalinator, and probably take it into diagnostics for a good software update. But all in all, we probably need to check, change oil, add some fluid to it, get it ready for gardening season. Thank y'all for watching Spirit of the Outdoors. I hope to help y'all a little bit with planting a potato patch. We just got 2 rows. In fact, we're going to add 2 more rows later on. My dad's got a bunch of seed that he's going to plant later on. They'll come up in 2 stages, and I don't know when all we're going to plant what. We just really kind of do a lot of it as we get a chance. I try to go by the moon. Underground crops, root crops, you want to plant on the dark nights, the waning moon, or right before the moon goes into a new moon. Above the ground crops, you want to plant right before a full moon. So just a good rule of thumb to keep things in mind this gardening season. I usually don't plant any peas, butter beans, any of that kind of stuff till after the 1st of May. I've just not had good luck with it beforehand. Thank y'all for watching Spirit of the Outdoors. Remember, the best way to do things is the way you like to do it. And we'll see y'all next time. Y'all have a good one.